Shove it, man!
So recently on the Shove It Show, we saw Scott Hall's 2002 run. It wasn't really highlighting the best of the bad guy, if I'm honest. But it did highlight someone else who would qualify for the Ring of the Hawk roster. And also, if you want to see Brock Lesnar's championship-making performance, head over to Patreon. And of course,
if you know a wrestler who could do the J-O-B to the H-A-W-K any night, any day, ha ha! Shove their name in the comments, Jack!
Okay, and the WCW at Syxx, will it be so bad that the Hawk goes skits? I thought this would be an interesting run because you would expect Syxx, or X-PAC, to be in the prime of his career here. Bischoff made some interesting comments at the end of his run, something along the lines of, he was a competent performer when actually sober, and he was lucky to have a job. Is the leader of the Grey Crew right? Let's find out. The run starts in 1997 when he's revealed as the 6th member of the NWO, hence the name. Match 1, Nitro, Hacksaw Jim Duggan vs Syxx-PAC, who just appears on the top rope out of nowhere. Hacksaw tries to hit him with his 2x4 before the match has already started. Hacksaw keeps trying to use his stick, which distracts him, so Pac gets the jump on him. Hacksaw no-sells his offense and punches him down. Jim Duggan then gives him a big hip toss. The 6th kid on the block is really struggling. Duggan gives him a big scoop slam. Then he almost wins with a big clothesline, but the Giant pulls Duggan out and gives him a choke slam on the outside. And that's how Syxx wins the match. He did literally nothing. Definitely not the debut match I'd hoped for, and at the end of the day, it's Hacksaw Jim Duggan. It's an S. Match 2, Syxx vs Chris Jericho. Okay, can we just pretend that first match didn't happen? I'm sure this one will be better. Jericho quickly does a waistlock takeover for a 1 count. Then they turn the speed on. They're flying around out of control and they seem to be even. Jericho hits the next big moves with a monkey flip and also a Japanese arm drag. Chris Jericho is now working on the arm. It all goes well for Jericho until he tries a springboard and Pac drop kicks him out of the ring. He can't even get back in the ring because he gets a drop kick off the apron. Pac also dives down on top of him but barely lands a dive. Syxx is now in the ring posing for the camera. Jericho does manage to make it into the ring now, but Syxx stomps on him a million times. Now we get some offense from Pat that we should all be more familiar with the spinning back kick in the corner. Jericho tries to fight back, but he gets another kick to knock him back down. Chris Jericho is now lying with his head out of the ring and Pac dives across it with an axe smash. Moments later, Syxx loses the advantage as Jericho dodges him in the corner. Jericho hits a big back body drop and a spinning back kick which sends Pac out the ring. Jericho quickly hits a triangle dive on the outside on Pac. Y2J looks for the win with a top rope spinning back elbow for a 2 count. Pac suddenly fights back, dropping Jericho face first on the turnbuckle. Syxx-PAC also tries a top rope dive which is countered with a Jericho dropkick. That's another 2. Jericho then drops Pac to the mat and immediately does a moonsault to Pac's back. Referee Nick Patrick shows his colours and he won't count properly. Jericho has him beat again with a springboard crossbody. Again the ref won't count properly. Jericho's arguing with him and when he turns around he gets kicked in the face. And that's over. Syxx wins. Much better match, but he still didn't get much offense in. I'll give him a C for his real debut match. Match 3, World War III, the World War III match, 1 month later. And even worse, it's almost impossible to follow our guy's progress in one of these matches. Syxx makes his way out with his NWO brothers. In fact, they all go in the same ring, so it's a huge advantage for our guy. I've literally no idea what's going on in this one. I finally see Pac. He's just stood there in a big lump in the ring with the rest of the NWO. The only thing I've seen Pac doing so far is trying to throw out the Ultimo Dragon, who did a handstand in the corner in the turnbuckles, but it didn't go anywhere. Syxx does start to become a little bit more involved, but it's not enough because the match is so hard to follow and I hate it. Eventually, at some random time, all the wrestlers move into the same ring, so it should be easier to follow. Oh no, it's still going to be 3 cameras covering 1 ring. Will someone please throw Syxx out so I can turn this match off? We get down to the final 8 men, and finally we have a single camera shot. Syxx keeps hiding behind Nash and the Giant. For some reason, William Regal's booked like a boss in this one, but he goes out eventually. We're down to the final 5. The NWO versus Luger. Luger seems to do okay until the Giant stops him. Then Luger almost presses the Giant out, but Syxx saves him. Luger reverses the Razor's Edge to eliminate Hall. He quickly throws Syxx out on top of his buddy. The Giant wins the match, eliminating Lash and Luger together. What a horrible match. What the hell am I supposed to give him? A D for lasting until the end? That's all I can think of. God, I hate World War III. Match 4, Sold Out 97, US title ladder match. The champion Eddie Guerrero, who the NWO announcers call him the Mexican Jumping Bean, versus the challenger Syxx. Syxx has the belt, but it's not his. He stole it. Syxx is a martial arts master in the first 30 seconds, kicking Eddie's head off. Eddie comes back with a head scissors and a Turtle Whirl backbreaker. Syxx tries to regroup on the outside. Eddie isn't having it and he quickly dives on him. Back in the ring, Pac pushes Eddie off the top rope, who flips backwards and lands on his feet, but straight away Pac catches him with a spinning back kick. Pac gives Eddie the Bronco Buster as the pace slows down. Eddie doesn't like slow and he drop kicks Pac out the ring. Eddie wants to suplex him back into the ring, but instead Pac suplexes him to the outside. Pac launches himself out the ring to connect with Eddie. The ladder is now used for the first time. Syxx runs down the ramp with the ladder, shoving it into Eddie into the apron. Eddie then wakes up and he slingshots the ladder into Pac's face. Nothing happens for a bit until Pac sends Eddie into the steel. Pac starts stomping the ladder down onto Eddie. He also drops Eddie into the flat ladder. Pac suplexes Eddie now and he's going to be the first man to climb up. Eddie quickly recovers and also climbs, but Pac punches him off. Then Pac climbs to the top rope and he wants to ride the ladder onto Eddie, but Eddie drop kicks the ladder. Eddie Guerrero now hits the top rope superplex. Both men are up on the ladder now and Pac hits a beautiful jumping kick to Eddie's face. That is proper nice. They both climb again, but Eddie falls and then he trips into the ladder, knocking it and Pac over. For a third time they fight on the ladder now. They've both got a hold of the belt and they have a tug of war. Eddie hits him in the head with it and is declared the winner of the match. Didn't like the ending, but it was a pretty nice match overall. I'm giving him a rare Ring of the Hawk A, there's no need to spray. Match 5, SUPERBRAWL 7, Cruiserweight title. The challenger Syxx, who's also stolen this belt, versus the champion Dean Malenko. He isn't hanging around and he kicks Pac down. He actually breaks his own pin-up at 2. Malenko has it won again with a brainbuster, but again he breaks his own pin-up. Syxx tries to come back, but he gets a power slam. He can't land a single move. He ends up in the Tree of Woe where Malenko drop kicks him. Dean Malenko with a big crossbody now, which sends both men out the ring. Pac can finally land a move now as Malenko catches his kick, but he hits him with the free leg. Pac hits the spinning back kick in the corner. Bronco Buster from Pac, and he's certainly feeling more confident now. Pac puts on a sleep hold, which Malenko is able to fight off with a high ankle backdrop suplex. Pac then does that spot from earlier that he did to Jericho, decapitating Malenko across the ring apron. Syxx hits a top rope leg drop for a 2 count. We get a double down from a clash of heads now. When Pac gets up, he tries a moonsault, but Malenko stops him and causes him to fall, nutsack first. Malenko tries to back suplex him, but Pac sort of reverses it into a crossbody block. It doesn't look great. Pac wants to use the belt, but Eddie Guerrero appears to stop him using it. We get a 3-way tug of war over the belt now, ending with Pac smashing Malenko in the face of the title. How does the ref not see that? Someone smack this ref one. This one's over. We've got a new champion. I thought this one would be insane, but it was just good. But we do get a new champion on Ring of the Hawk, so this one's a B. Match 6, Nitro, Cruiserweight title. The champion Syxx versus Prince Iaukea. Pac with the first knockdown before the Prince catches him with head scissors and sends Pac out the ring. Syxx gets back in the ring, but it's still not going well. He gets a hair takedown. Syxx fights back with a kick. He then slows it down and hits a leg drop for a 2. Prince Iaukea then misses a top rope crossbody, which allows Pac to hit kicks in the corner. Syxx gives him an extra enthusiastic Bronco Buster. Pac wants to end it with a Swanton Bomb now, but he misses it.
Dude, I was watching the WCW Nitro show the other day, man, and this dude, Syxx-PAC, he stole my Swanton Bomb finishing maneuver, man, but he misses it. I'm going back to Carolina, and I'm going to tell my stoner friend Shannon all about you, Syxx-PAC.
This allows Prince Iaukea to come back and he hits a big springboard clothesline. That's just a 2. He wants to try a top rope dive and he eventually manages a diving sunset flip. It doesn't go well and they awkwardly lie there with the ref refusing to count. Moments later, Pac puts on a chicken wing crossface, which he calls the Buzz Killer. Did not enjoy this match, it's a D. Match 7, Nitro, Cruiserweight title. The champion Syxx with Kevin Nash versus the challenger Rey Mysterio Jr. Rey starts with a flying headlock takeover. He completely has Pac for pace. He does a drop toe hold. Pac gets in his face, so Rey slaps him. Rey now hits a head scissors from the corner. He's finally slowed down with a flapjack maneuver with authority. Pac hits his kicks in the corner and the Bronco Buster. Syxx keeps trying to cheat with the abdominal stretch and holding the ropes. The ref kicks him, but he no-sells it. Nash is up on the apron now, causing a distraction as Syxx throws Rey out the ring. Pac takes the referee as Nash stalks Rey. The ref sees it and nothing happens. Back in the ring, Pac misses his attack in the corner. Rey manages to nail a Hurricanrana pin for a 2. Rey keeps going and hits the diving head scissors. Pac bails to the outside, but Rey won't leave him alone and he dives to the outside on him. Rey's busy celebrating, but he doesn't see Nash, who kicks him in the back of the head. The ref is still distracted by Syxx on the outside as Nash hits the jackknife. Pac applies the buzzkill for the win. Old bastard JJ Dillon is unhappy now with how the match went down and they all surround Pac, who's trying to fight them. Rey is taken away on a stretcher. Dillon says this cannot be tolerated and Nash screams bite me. It's a D. Match 8, Nitro, Cruiserweight title. Juventud Guerrero versus the champion Syxx, who's on his own this time. Pac has a nice smile for Guerrero. I think he likes his mask. The Juice hits a big head scissors and Pac takes a few moments on the outside. He comes back to the ring, but he shouldn't have bothered because he gets a big kick from the Juice. The Juice flips over Pac's head in the corner and wham, Pac hits him with a kick in the face. That looked like a match ender, but it's just a 2. Pac does a big suplex for another 2. Pac's getting the feeling that it's almost over and he does a top rope double axe. Back to the top he goes again, but this time the Juice makes him fall on the top rope. The Juice tries a springboard, but he fails. He eventually hits a Frankensteiner for a 2 count. He doesn't mess the next move up though, as he does a springboard somersault dropkick for another 2. Syxx manages to dodge his next springboard and he immediately puts on the Buzzkiller for the tap out win. I'll give it a C because I enjoyed that kick early in the match. Match 9, Nitro, Cruiserweight title. The challenger Rey Mysterio with a party popper versus the champion Syxx with Kevin Nash and Scott Hall. Syxx doesn't seem to be dressed to wrestle, but he's going to do it anyway and he does a spin kick before the bell even rings. Rey gets his feet up now on the Bronco Buster and he punches Pac and drop kicks the outsiders. Nash distracts the referee while Scott Hall hits the Razor's Edge. Pac puts on the Buzzkiller and it's over. This is more of an angle as the NWO storm the ring in full force and Bischoff insults old bastard JJ Dillon. The definition of a nothing match, it's an S. Match 10, SLAMBOREE 1997 main event. Hall, Nash and Syxx versus pro footballer Kevin Green, Rowdy Roddy Piper and Ric Flair. The match is started by Flair and Pac. They make excuses for Flair as this is his first match back in 8 months. Syxx takes him down with a hip toss, which seems to wake Flair up. He starts strutting around so Pac kicks him in the face. Flair fires up again and he hits the back body drop. Flair takes out both Pac and Hall and challenges Nash, but that doesn't seem to happen because Nash just doesn't enjoy wrestling, so Hall gets the tag instead. Have to mention this, Kevin Green fires up for ages and Hall answers by simply spitting on him and tagging his best friend in. Kevin Green does well against Nash and he hits a double clothesline on Hall and Pac. It's really not going well for the Wolfpack as Piper is able to fight all 3 members at once. They finally get the advantage because Pac kicks Piper from behind. A couple of notable things happen for Pac in this one. He also spits, but this time on Piper. And then against Flair he's trying to stop a fight back. Flair sends him running and Pac bounces off the ropes and flies backwards crashing into Flair. Not sure if they messed up because Ric Flair looks confused for a moment. They move on quickly but then they bump into each other again in the same way, so maybe it wasn't a botch. Flair and Pac both tag out. The ref complains that he didn't see the tag, so Piper says shut up or I'll smack you one. Green starts beating Pac up in the corner with football tackles and then he sends him out the ring with a clothesline. Flair and Piper have submissions on forever. They're just waiting for Green to hit a power slam on X-PAC and that's how this one ends. A fun match, but I'm not sure it's down to Pac. Give him a C and move on, sometimes it's hard to judge. Match 11, Nitro main event. Syxx, who now has a singlet saying "Fug" versus Ric Flair. Syxx jumps Flair straight away with a kick. He then immediately misses his attack in the corner. Flair smashes him down in the corner and Syxx collapses. Syxx does manage to quickly fight back with a spinning back kick to the gut. The rest of the Wolfpack charge the ring and the match is thrown out. Trash is pelted into the ring as Scott Hall hits the outsider's edge. A match that went 1 minute. Syxx spends more time here beating up geeks at ringside than he did on Flair. Syxx tells Flair to suck it as more rubbish is thrown in the ring. Very appropriate because it's an S. Match 12, Nitro, Cruiserweight title. The champion Syxx with Hall and Nash versus Rey Mysterio Jr. X-PAC tells Rey to suck it. Pac kicks him in the face and then he picks Rey up and drops him on his face with authority. Syxx hits 2 leg drops. Hall is dropping cigar ash on the back of Rey's head. Pac does a reverse Bronco Buster. The Wolfpack are laughing uncontrollably. Now Nash is blowing smoke in Rey's face. Syxx hits a sit-out scoop slam. He heads up to the top rope but he misses his swanton bomb. This is quickly becoming Jeff Hardy's stoner friend least favourite video. Rey's now back in it with a head scissors. He hits a second one which sends Pac out the ring. Rey hits him with a massive flip plancha to the outside of the ring. Pac misses his dive into the ring. Rey hits him with the diving hurricanrana but Hall and Nash storm the ring. Rey takes them both out and then gets an X-PAC spin kick and Pac wins with the Buzzkiller. I like this match, but I think it was more due to the antics of Hall and Nash. Talking of Nash, check out this jackknife on Rey. Damn son. That's 3 losses for Mysterio against Pat now and the match is all worse than expected. It's a D. Match 13, Nitro, Cruiserweight title. The champion Syxx with Scott Hall versus Chavo Guerrero. Chavo starts with a head scissors. Hall gives him some encouragement and he gets back in the ring. Chavo takes him out again, but then he misses his dive from the corner. Syxx knocks him down for a spin kick. It's starting to become a bit repetitive now. Syxx hits some kicks in the corner and of course the Bronco Buster. Chavo tries a fight back but he gets a sit-out slam. Syxx now hits leg drops as the crowd dump all over him. Chavo dodges his next attack in the corner but he's unable to take advantage. Pac is first back to his feet and he tries a slam which Chavo reverses into a 2 count pin. Chavo does 9 punches in the corner followed by a backflip and a clothesline. Chavo sends Pac out the ring and he's able to hit a big cross body block from the top. The ref is distracted as usual, so Scott Hall hits the Razor's Edge. Syxx-PAC of course wins with the Buzzkiller. His TNA run was better than this when he showed up. It's a D. Well, PAC lost the Cruiserweight belt to Jericho moments later on a house show, so that's a really disappointing run over and done with. Match 14, Nitro Tag Match. It's Scott Hall and Syxx-PAC, my favourite tag team ever, with Kevin Nash versus Harlem Heat. Booker starts this one with PAC. Booker knees him in the gut and clubs him in the back. PAC managed to fight back with a spin kick. Booker and PAC both fail to connect with elbow drops, but Booker spinneroonies up and kicks PAC. I love that move. PAC bails and tags Hall in. This is a bit of a longer match than the others, but Hall wrestles most of the match himself. Harlem Heat completely control this one. Hall just doesn't want to seem to tag PAC in. He eventually gets impatient and gets into the ring when he shouldn't be. Stevie Ray catches his kick and gives him a big powerbomb. The ref is distracted on the outside because he always is, which allows Kevin Nash to interfere. Scott Hall hits the outsider's edge for the 3 on Booker T. What did Syxx even do in this one? It was a 10-minute match and it seemed like Hall actively avoided tagging him in. Maybe he was fucked up and Hall knew it. Just speculation, don't take it seriously or I'll hit with a brick. Between these two matches, PAC was almost fired for exposing Ric Flair's ass to the world. This was not a planned spot. Bischoff fired him, but his next opponent spoke up for him because they were about to have a match and PAC was not fired. Yet. Match 15, Nitro. Syxx versus It's me, Marky D. Ooh, wrong year, it's DDP with Kimberly. DDP tells X-PAC to feel the bang and he certainly seems to. The fans are going nuts for Diamond. Diamond's working on his arm but PAC throws him down. DDP starts chasing him around the ring as PAC dumps in his nappy of fear. DDP gets a hold of him with a pump handle backbreaker. DDP just does too much for PAC, he gives him a net breaker. Page hits the atomic drop and a back elbow causing PAC to fall out the ring. Syxx cuts him off across the ring ropes as he comes back. PAC hits kicks in the corner and the Bronco Buster. DDP fires up and hits a clothesline. Page hits an almost Styles Clash as he motions that he wants to end it. Vincent then tries to interfere, but Page deals with him. PAC tries the Buzzkiller but it doesn't work and Page hits the Diamond Cutter. Kurt Hennig also interferes and he hits DDP with a weapon and PAC wins the match. More rubbish is thrown in the ring, the crowd look pissed. It's another S, literally nothing to see it. Match 16, Nitro, Syxx versus Chris Benoit. X-PAC seems more awake for this one as he chain wrestles with Benoit. Benoit hits a high impact clothesline which seems to hurt PAC's nose. PAC fights back with the spin kick. Syxx can't hit his next one and he gets a dragon screw and a drop kick. PAC's on the outside now but there's no breather for him as Benoit hits the suicide dive. Benoit rolls him back in but he can't hit his top rope dive and he ends up in the Tree of Woe. PAC hits a new version of the Bronco Buster now, not one he should ever do again. PAC now hits leg drops and he hits the sit-out slam. He tries the Swanton Bomb but misses it. Both men are back to their feet at Syxx. Benoit with a big time back body drop. The Wolverine follows it up with suplexes but he can't get the free. Syxx now gets stuck on the top rope and Benoit's looking for a big time superplex but a wild slapnuts appears.
Hello Jay, Jeff Jarrett.
He attacks Benoit and causes the match to get thrown out because it's slapnuts, he has to ruin everything. It was enjoyable while it lasted, but it's clear at this point that they aren't going to let PAC have any major single matches. It's a D. Well, as usual I'm wrong. Match 17, Road Wild 1997, Syxx versus Ric Flair. Let's see if this match can go a bit longer than the last one they had. Flair pretends he's scared of PAC's karate stance. PAC knocks him down and celebrates enthusiastically. Flair isn't having it and he keeps throwing him down to the mat. PAC does manage to knock him down with a back elbow until he gets overzealous and ends up on the outside of the ring. Flair doesn't dive on him though, and PAC comes back into the ring. Flair chops him down and tells PAC to shove it. Very slow match here. No matter what PAC does, he keeps getting chopped. After a while, PAC finally connects with a kick and a leg drop. Syxx hits kicks in the corner and hits the Bronco Buster. He continues his strikes in the corner, it seems like he hurts Flair for real. Syxx now hits the scoop slam and the top rope leg drop, that's just a 2. PAC continues winning as he scores another kick and another 2 count. PAC keeps Flair on the mat for a while now with a chin lock but it doesn't work. Flair floats over the ropes and hits the shoulder block. Flair now hits the shin breaker but he takes too long and Syxx hits him with an enziguri. PAC misses his top rope swanton as Shannon Moore dumps in his nappy. Flair puts on the figure 4 but PAC immediately makes the ropes. Syxx then manages a reversal now and he almost gets the Buzzkiller on but Flair backs him into the corner. Flair blocks the Bronco Buster and he makes the cover with his feet on the ropes and that's the 3 count. Best match in ages, it's a B. Well, I guess someone's listening to me because match 18 on Nitro is also Syxx versus Ric Flair. Ric Flair seems astounded by PAC's cheesy taunts. Syxx hits a back body drop to get us started. Flair fights back with a hip toss. Flair punches him down again, he struts around the ring with happiness. Flair with a headlock takeover now, but it's not enough for the 3. Flair chops him down for another 2. Just like the last match, Flair gets overconfident when he grabs PAC's leg and he gets an enziguri. PAC hits the Bronco Buster and then he drops the knee from the top. PAC stays on top of Flair and he somehow gets a 2 count. Flair tries to come back and do the Flair float over the ropes, but he can't manage it and he crashes to the outside. PAC tries to win the match by count out, but Flair makes it back in. PAC gets him down again in the corner and he tries the Bronco Buster. Flair dodges it and moments later we get a double down. Flair makes it up first and hits a back body drop. Ric Flair follows that up with a knee drop. He picks Syxx up and crushes him with a shin breaker. He wants the figure 4, but the NWO B team storm the ring and the match is thrown out. Not as good as the last one, it's a D. On the plus note, they're pushing this new Syxx t-shirt. Match 19, Clash of the Champions 35, tag match. Syxx teams up with Konad to take on Ric Flair and Curt Hennig. Konad will start this one with Hennig. Syxx gets in the match later and he has to face off with Flair yet again. There's a lot of fire to this clash. PAC gives Flair a back body drop, but as soon as he gets up he starts hitting the chops. Flair delivers a snapmare takeover and a knee drop. Ric Flair also hits his own back drop and now Hennig is in. He punches PAC in the gut and gives him a knee lift. PAC dumps in his nappy like a little girl and he brings Konad in. Then they start cheating and double teaming. The ref completely loses control. Flair almost puts the figure 4 on Konad when accidentally Hennig throws PAC into Flair, breaking the hold. Moments later Hennig wins with the fisherman suplex on Konad. Definitely an S. I'm not sure he did anything in this match. This run is disappointing. I'll tell you all what isn't disappointing though. We get the original faction parody ever. X-PAC is dressed as Ric Flair. He looks so funny. He's doing a bad Ric Flair impersonation, but it's still funny at the same time. Konad is Mongo. He looks more like Bischoff. Bagwell is Hennig. I guess they couldn't afford a proper blonde wig. PAC is strutting around and dancing around the ring. Kevin Nash is Arn Anderson. He also looks hilarious. Syxx spends the interview fake crying with water being pulled down his face the whole time. I didn't expect PAC to carry this segment, and it's one that WWF would repeat several times throughout the Attitude Era, usually involving PAC. Jay Leaf will eat your heart out. Match 20, Full Brawl 1997, War Games match. It's Team NWO, Nash, Konad, Bagwell and Syxx versus the Four Horsemen, Mongo, Benoit and Flair. Hennig's meant to be here too, but he's injured or something. After a group huddle, Bagwell will start against Benoit. I really thought the Syxx would start. He doesn't come in second either, it's Konad. Mongo enters next for the Horsemen. There's no way Nash is getting in this match before Syxx. I'd sooner get a Hulk Hogan tattoo on my ass than believe that. Well, I'm safe because Syxx enters the ring next. Benoit cripples him straight away, sending him into the cage. Mongo throws Syxx up in the air and his back smashes the underside of the cage as he falls to the mat. Why would they have a cell with such a low roof? Syxx can't seem to do anything in this one as he gets thrown into the cage time and time again. Hennig comes to the ring, but Flair enters the match next. Flair throws Syxx into the cage yet again. He must be sick of sight of that cage. Flair drags Syxx to the other side of the ring where once again he throws him into the cage. Kevin Nash is in the match now and he saves PAC from Flair. PAC feels more confident now and he grates Flair against the cage. Flair fights him off with chops again. Flair starts smacking the NWO guys in the slash zone. Hennig and a sling will now enter the match, but he removes it, showing that he's actually fine. Then seconds later he turns against the Horsemen and joins the NWO. So now we have a 5-on-3 beatdown. They handcuff the Horsemen to the cage and keep asking them to give up. I don't think the match had an official ending, it just ended with Ric Flair getting his head smashed into a cage door. It's an S for sure. Match 21, Nitro. Jericho versus Syxx with Hall. Neither man has an entrance. PAC tries desperately to fire at the crowd and then he walks into a Jericho power slam. Jericho floats over him in the corner but PAC connects with his kick to the face. PAC delivers a snap mirror and a leg drop. He fires off kicks in the corner. Bronco Buster, yeah, it's nothing we haven't seen 20 times already in this video. PAC misses the Swanton Bomb for the 4th or 5th time also. Jericho is now back in this one and he hits the spinning heel kick and a triangle drop kick which sends PAC to the floor. Jericho dives on PAC too. Jericho can't manage a moonsault as PAC drop kicks him and he falls on his nutsack. Chris Jericho fights off PAC anyway and he does manage to hit a crossbody from the top for a 2. Chris Jericho now does a big swing to PAC which they call the Lionheart Swing. I don't remember him ever doing this. Jericho now connects with the Lion Salt. He seems a lot better than the last time we saw him earlier in this video. Hall appears on the ring apron distracting Jericho, so PAC puts on the Buzz Killer. Scott Hall is now in the ring patting the referee's fat belly. Larry Zbyszko walks out and he squares up to PAC. Luger also joins him. PAC is now hiding in the corner behind Hall. Both men leave and there's no ending to this match. It was going okay, it's a C. Match 22, Nitro, final match, WCW tag title match. The championships are defended by Scott Hall and Syxx, who's substituting for Kevin Nash because they defend under Wolfpack rules. The challengers are the Steiner brothers, accompanied by Ted DiBiase. The NWO jump the Steiners before the bell. It doesn't help though as Scott Steiner hits an atomic drop and a clothesline to Syxx, sending him out the ring. Syxx comes back to the ring taunting Scotty Steiner. He stops PAC from rolling and drops him on his face. PAC's outmatched so he tags Scott Hall in. PAC tries to cheat later on with a knee to Rick Steiner's back but he no-sells it and smacks PAC away. Hall gets the advantage and PAC's now in. He gets a 2 on Rick Steiner. PAC hits the kicks in the corner on Rick Steiner and then he leaves. Later on when Syxx tries the Bronco Buster he gets kicked miles away. Scott Steiner has the tag now and he hits a massive back body drop on Pac. He also hits a gorilla press slam. The Steiners do their double team DDT on Pac. Man, that thing looks dangerous. Scott Hall drags the referee out the ring so it's not over. Larry Zbyszko comes out to stop Hall from leaving and he backs Scott Hall back into the ring as Rick Steiner comes off the top of a bulldog. And that, my little friends, is game over. It's a D, not much to say. So after this, X-PAC was at home recovering from an injury. Around this time his contract was also up. He had agreed a new one with Bischoff, but at the last moment Pac asked for more money. Bischoff decided he wasn't going to stand for this and fired Pac by FedEx. I can sort of see both sides of this. If you're Bischoff, you can't get pushed around by all the talents, and how much was Syxx really worth at this point? He hadn't showed anything incredible, let's be honest. But on the other side, I don't agree with the way he was let go. I would always do this face to face, especially when, well, it affects the morale of your workers. And Hall and Nash certainly took exception to the way he was released. They wanted to go back to the WWE and they stopped trying in WCW after this. All that's left to do is shove him a final grade for the Ring of the Hawk Season 2. You know, hindsight is a wonderful thing because who would have expected him to go on and be part of the next hottest angle in wrestling, DX, after this one? Okay, well this might surprise you all, I'm giving him a C. And that's because although his wrestling was worse than expected, his character and mic work was better than expected. He was a perfect fit for the NWO group as their slimy Weasley henchman. But I'd be interested to know what you all thought, of course, because it was a tough one. Try not to let what happened weeks later with DX affect your grading, and if you do, your life will start fading.